You read the title right. Shrimpo is arguably one of the best toons to play as despite being a joke character. So, the context of this is that during mid to late August, I got into a run as Shrimpo, using Pinkbo and Pop Pack. Sadly, I don't have the footage for it, but I got to floor 19 as Shrimpo, with the last one surviving until I died to a Twisted Poppy, and managed to live with a Twisted Pebble the floor before that. Thus, the idea that I need to make a video about Shrimpo came to my mind. So during late August, I began to work, getting footage, writing the script, recording, and editing all of it until I did it. So I present to you, Shrimpo is peak. Here's why. I enjoy playing as Shrimpo. My reason for this stuff is simply the difficulty he gives, where it makes some of the easiest Twisteds problems. Okay, maybe not them, but in a solo run, you're not getting far. But in a team run, you can do so well if you have a distractor and just stay away from the Twisteds. But what should he do on a team? Since he's a slow toon, he could do machines closest to the elevator, and since he has horrible extraction, it won't be difficult for the machine you start to be the last one to actually be finished, if you have the right team. But without a distractor, I would suggest to stay close to the elevator, be stealthy, and try your best to do machines whenever possible. Another role Shrimpo could fulfill with his ability is being a decoy. So you could save toons with your -99 stealth if you're close to a corner or right next to an island. So this would basically just be a moving block junior that can tank 3 hits instead of 1. But if you do have to do a solo run, maybe because you have no friends like me, I suggest you do your best to be stealthy. You see a Twisted approaching, hide behind something, and save machines closer to the elevator for last. And try to get as many heals as possible during solo runs, but leave an item slot open if you are using Pop Pack. But he's a fun challenge if you want to actually try to use him. Now, we should actually continue talking about how to play as Shrimpo and to do a good job at it. When you think of good combos, you often think of stuff like Participation Reward and Magnifying Glass on Shelly, or Dog Plush and Speedy Shoes on Louie or Pebble. But Shrimpo, yeah, he doesn't have any of that. And that's why I love him. He has so many issues to the point that most Trinket combos can't help him. Except for a certain couple, but we won't talk about them. But there are a few I do want to talk about. The first one, and the one I personally would use, is Pop Pack and Pinkbo. The reasoning for this is that Pinkbo multiplies running speed specifically by 7.5%, which does lead to Shrimpo only having 21.5 running speed. So perhaps Pinkbo isn't quite as efficient as I thought, but it does help him keep running with 1 star and not losing all of it. While Pop Pack does something similar and gives you 1 pop per floor, when your inventory has space for that, of course. Which doesn't sound like it'll help, but Pop gives 45 stamina, which can be very useful for a toon which has 1 star stamina and low movement speed. For reference, 1 star stamina is like 100 stamina, while 5 stars is 200. And of course, with Pop Pack, it's very good for keeping you moving. However, that combo does not account for his awful skill check and 1 star extraction. The second one I'm wanting to talk about is Vanity Meter and Thinking Cap. With Vanity Meter, it gives you 33% movement speed for toons during panic mode. With Shrimpo, that would be 13.3 units for walking speed, and 26.6 units for running speed, which gives Shrimpo about a whole star of speed during panic mode, which is about 30 seconds, and Twisted get faster, which sort of negates it, and Thinking Cap, yeah, probably one of the best trinkets you can use with Shrimpo, gives him 40 units of skill check when equipped, and Shrimpo has terrible skill check. So it helps him get a good lot. And the weakness is the main neglect of movement speed and stamina. Unless it's panic mode, you'll have to have an island close to you. And our last trinket combo we'll talk about is Thinking Cap and Pop Pack. Two that I've already explained, so instead we'll talk about how well they do as a pair. Pop Pack works well with stamina, giving you the stamina equivalent of a 3-star toon, while Thinking Cap is giving the skill check of a 2-star toon, with having just 10 units less than an actual 2-star skill check toon. With that increased skill check, it's much easier to actually hit skill checks on machines, which doesn't bring Twisteds and prevents wasting your oh-so-precious stamina and pop on them. But in exchange, it doesn't quite excel at getting away, since there's not much need for actually doing it, unless a Twisted sees you. Now that I've talked about every combo I wanted to, now we can get to talking about something else fun. But wait! We have a guest star, so give it up for Mr. Explody!
Hello everybody, I am Mr. Explody, and I have some opinions about Shrimpo. And I know I'm not the most experienced Dandy's World player, but I played as him for a couple rounds, and I never got past floor 1 on any of those rounds. Granted, it was just me playing solo Shrimpo, but I didn't get past floor 1 on any of my attempts. So, from a perspective of a person who doesn't play Dandy's World a lot, he's a little bit difficult. He's mainly a challenge character, or a character that you play when you want you or your team to suffer. But if you want to play him to play the game, then I would not recommend playing him at all. Of course, I probably wasn't using the right trinket combination, or I wasn't doing something correctly, but that was because I don't play Dandy's World consistently. But my opinions on Shrimpo are, if you want to use him for a challenge, go right ahead, but otherwise, it's probably not worth it. I think that's about it for my short segment, and I'll pass the microphone back to Eclipse.
Huh. Well, that was something. Anyways, thanks a lot, Mr. Explody. I was planning on talking about the points that I agree or don't agree with, but yeah, I got nothing. Granted, he was using a mediocre trinket combo, with him using Dog Plush and Speedy Shoes, which he should replace Dog Plush with Pink Bow. But that's about it. Yes, Shrimpo is a difficult toon. That's what actually makes him fun to me, since getting the higher floors feels much more rewarding due to his awful stats and awful ability. And Shrimpo would be a better toon on a team. That's all I have to say for Mr. Explody's take. He's a good challenge and can be fun. Not the best if you want to play the game and get far. So we've talked about my own enjoyment of him and how to play as him, which included trinkets and the team roles you could play. And we watched and I shared my opinions on Mr. Explody's little video appearance on this video. And I think that should be all of it. It wasn't a very long video, however it was a short and sweet video about talking about your character. So well, folks, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any video critiques or suggestions, then go to Mr. Explody's Discord server, which that link and the music used in this video will all be in the description. So that's about it. Sayonara, suckers.